Hello everybody. Welcome back to the channel where we talk about stuff. Bitcoin has just hit a brand new all-time high. No, really, like it actually did. I'll explain it. It's going to be a bit weird, but I'll definitely explain it. One of the things that a lot of people seemingly have forgotten to talk about within the cryptocurrency space is that fiat currencies are garbage. Yeah, no, like actual like pieces of garbage. And we've known this for a very long time as well. You can point back to the 1970s, but people even figured out before then that there might have been like a bit of a flaw within that system, especially one that isn't actually backed by anything. So the problem is, amongst many, is that a number of years ago, after dropping the link between the US dollar and gold, a number of other countries began to do the exact same because they basically were like, well, if they don't have to do it, if the world leader doesn't have to do it, why would anyone else do it as well? It's led to an enormous amount of wealth being created through the basis of actual inflation. And this is why a lot of times asset prices, if you look at them comparatively to the number of inflation or where inflation actually is, you'll notice that a lot of people have gotten a lot richer. But then you also notice that the system doesn't treat everyone as equal. That's another. Anyway, the point is, over the course of all these years, we've seen the actual proper devaluation of fiat currencies, like actually on charts. You can look on your phone or any other device you have near you. You can even see a chart from the 1970s until now. The actual devaluation of the US dollar, I think it's lost 99% of its value, and it will only continue to do so as time goes on, because the more money that you create, or the more of something that you create, of course, the value of it ends up going down. If there's one orange, it's the most valuable thing on the planet. If there's a million oranges, okay, it still has some kind of value, but if there's 10 trillion oranges, well, then, of course, it's going to begin losing more value, especially if the trees would just keep printing more. I don't know why I did that. The point is that a lot of the fiat currencies around the world have not been doing well. This was a more prominent way of discussing things back in 2020 and even before then, as we saw the U.S. government beginning to print a huge amount of money. It was trillions and trillions of dollars, which caused the U.S. dollar to inflate, which then caused other currencies to inflate because they were also trying to keep up as economies were falling and crashing and closing and all these other things. One of the main discussions that we're going to be having over the course of the next couple of forever is that governments are going to start turning on the money printer once again. And this is why you might have seen in the news a lot of discussion about the interest rates falling within the United States, or people waiting for them to fall in other countries as well. It's because the economy isn't doing as well as countries assumed that it would. And a lot of other countries have already begun to devalue their currency. Like they actively, like this is the thing, like this isn't a tinfoil hat thing. They will actively print more money in an effort to devalue their currency to make their country look more attractive to other investors. It's a thing. If your currency is too strong, nobody will want to do business there. However, if your currency like really takes a hit, isn't doing too well, but is like boosted against other currencies, people then go, maybe we should go there on vacation. Maybe we should travel there for a while. Should we buy a vacation home there? It's a big thing. Of course, it happens this way. Bringing it on back, Bitcoin has hit a brand new all-time high. Once again, it did, and it has been doing it the last couple of months as well. But the issue is that it's not in US dollars. And this also like throws a lot of people. The camera keeps doing that. It throws a lot of people off because people just want to hear the US dollar value of it, not understanding that this is also a gigantic win for Bitcoin. When other fiat currencies begin to collapse, aren't doing well, are inflating, are hyperinflating, comparative to Bitcoin, it shows that Bitcoin is actually stronger than these fiat currencies. This is one of the ideas that over the course of the next like decade or two, Bitcoin will actually be worth enough that it'll actually be able to take over the US dollar, and or people will find it as more of a safe haven comparative to the US dollar, and therefore they'll start using Bitcoin in general. If you know that Bitcoin has a deflationary nature and the US dollar is inflationary, and the US dollar is the world reserve currency, and that one's not doing too hot, people will look for an alternative. They keep seeing that Bitcoin goes up year after year after year after year, which also leads me into the whole discussion as to why BlackRock and Fidelity got into the Bitcoin market now. I'm winking, not sure if it's translating onto the camera, but they definitely got in at this moment on purpose. It hit a brand new all-time high against the Japanese yen. Yeah. For a long time, the Japanese economy was seen as kind of like a pillar of support, a very strong economy. But for the last 3 years, it just really hasn't done that well. So in Japan, because of the inflation of the Japanese yen, the devaluation of their currency, I have a couple of friends who are actually looking to go to Japan for a while because their currency has collapsed. By look at it if you get a chance. Like, it's actually like a little weird. There's a whole bunch of other YouTube videos as well with people going there for like 1 or 2 months because they would have only been able to go there for like 2 weeks before for the same amount of money. Housing prices have also fallen. Anyway, yeah, Bitcoin's price actually hit a record high against the Japanese yen of 7.9 million yen on their cryptocurrency exchanges over there. The article that I'm looking at as well, it says, Bitcoin is still below its previous all-time high in US dollars of $69,000. But comparatively to a lot of other currencies, Bitcoin is already near its previous all-time high. Think about that. Think about it's Japan. Think about living in Japan and you wake up one morning and Bitcoin has already surpassed the previous all-time high, and we haven't even gotten to the actual halving yet. It's completely insane what's happening around the world, and a lot of times, nearly all the times, you'll get news like this, and it doesn't impress people. People don't realize or remember what the actual idea of Bitcoin is. Bitcoin is a deflationary currency that can be used by everyone on the planet as they see fit at any given time. As we continuously get news that fiat currencies are like actively collapsing in front of us and that we're witnessing history, a lot of people are very blasé about it, and they go, well, it's not against the US dollar, dude. And it's like, the US dollar is also not doing well. Have you not been to the supermarket lately? Have you not seen housing prices rising? That's also because of inflation. As inflation rises, asset prices also rise as well. Bitcoin is unanti-correlated, backwards correlated. I can't find the word in my head right now, where when fiat currencies don't do well and they are devalued and people print more of them, Bitcoin's price rises comparatively because the extra money that it gets printed actually ends up going into the Bitcoin ecosystem. It's a very weird cycle that we're currently in. This might sound lightly familiar. I think I have the tab here. Is this the tab? Nope. Is this the tab? Nope. Is this the tab? Yep, I found it. It might sound lightly familiar because I made a video in October of last year talking about that Bitcoin had also gone to a brand new all-time high. And then people clicked on the video and they were like, it's not in US dollars. And it's like, you're not understanding. Like, Bitcoin's winning the race. Like, Bitcoin is like doing like a light jog because Bitcoin only does like 3 to 5 transactions per second. It's a very light jog. Like, it's not even brisk. And Bitcoin's still winning. Bitcoin has been around for 15 years and is now stronger than multiple world currencies. Right. In October, we found that Bitcoin in October. Do you remember what Bitcoin's price was in October comparative to what it is right now? In October, Bitcoin hit a brand new all-time high already against the Nigerian Naira, I think it's called, and also the oh gosh, what's this currency called? The Tupela? I'm not going to get it. Lira, way off. The Turkish lira and the Nigerian naira. I was close. I was halfway there. Yeah, because those currencies have also been collapsing as well, especially if you haven't been seeing news about the economic not doing well of Turkey in the last couple of years. Look it up. Yeah, it hasn't been doing well. It's been great for foreigners and people who are not from there. People have been traveling there to like do shopping. Look it up. There's a lot of people who are traveling to Turkey to go to like 5-star hotels, like literally 5-star hotels, and staying there for like a month because the currency has collapsed so much. And since it has continued going lower comparatively to Bitcoin, it has hit a brand new all-time high. Imagine being in that country, having had the same amount of Bitcoin that you had before, and it's already nearly double what it was in October, the amount of like essentially buying power that you would have within the country. Interesting, right? So as we see these other currencies, we normally will normally hear about like Latin American and or African currencies that tend to fail at a higher rate. Many people aren't used to hearing that the Japanese yen also isn't doing too hot. Neither are many other world currencies, but this is the one that's currency in the news. Boom, boom. Yeah. So Bitcoin has officially once again hit a brand new all-time high. Never forget that the US dollar also isn't doing too hot. And when we do hear that Bitcoin has hit a brand new all-time high against the US dollar, just think comparatively to every other currency that's also out there. And as Bitcoin rises in price further and further, it means that people are actually losing faith in the US dollar and assume that Bitcoin will rise higher than it. So when we do hit a $100,000 and a $200,000 Bitcoin, it's because faith continues to increase in Bitcoin more than the actual US dollar. Crazy to think about. Yeah. As always, the articles will be available below in the description for those of you who want to read them. I do hope that you've all enjoyed. I do hope that you all are having a great day, morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are, wherever you might be. I do hope it is absolutely fantastic. Thank you all once again for watching, listening, liking, commenting, and or supporting. And I will most certainly be talking to you all soon. See you.